Well, hey there, it's David. Welcome or welcome back to Cross Fitness, helping men and women get the best spiritual shape in their lives one workout at a time. Quick thought. In this video that I'm calling the formula for influence. The formula for influence. So a friend of mine, Sean, and I are reading through a John Maxwell leadership devotional. And I'll tell you, first of all, straight up, anything by John C. Maxwell is just worth the read. If you've not followed his podcast or read some of his books, please go ahead and do that. I can't imagine many people that haven't been exposed to the wonderful leadership style and teaching of John Maxwell. But today's devotion involved Samuel, who really was a quintessential role model for influence, being a person of influence. And he broke it down into three things. And I thought it was really cool. I wanted to share it with you and credit John Maxwell. And the first one was Samuel was competent. He was competent. In the classic John Maxwell style, they all begin with the same letter. So the first word he used to describe Samuel was competent. Samuel could hear the voice of God, and he heard it accurately, he heard it frequently, and he was faithful to that. And with courage, he shared it boldly. He didn't cow down to anyone. He didn't have the fear of man like Saul, who he anointed to be king. But he was very competent in hearing the voice of God and conveying it to the people without reservation. The second thing is he had character. Samuel had character. His sons didn't have character, and they couldn't pass along, as being a judge like Samuel was. First anointed king Saul didn't have character. Even Eli, who trained him up and raised him up in the temple, he didn't have the character that Samuel had. But Samuel had character. In fact, at the end of his life, he said, when he's retiring from public ministry, whose ox have I stolen? Who have I wronged? Tell me, and I'll make it right. And the leaders of Israel said, you haven't done anybody wrong. And in fact, when I was leaving a church position on staff at a church, I had that very conversation with my boss, one of the senior leaders at the church. And I went right back to Samuel and this passage and I quoted that and said, what have I done that I need to make right? Have I offended you or anyone and I'll make it right. And they released me without anything held against me. So I left with a clear conscience. So the formula for influence, according to John Maxwell, using Samuel as an icon and a model of that, is number one, competence. Number two, character. And then lastly, number three is connection. And, communication is good, very good. But connection's a whole lot better. And Samuel was able to connect with people because he had compassion for them. And he courageously shared the word of the Lord out of a man of sterling character. And he connected with people. And he connected people, with their next king, which was the anointed King David. So according to John Maxwell, that is the formula for influence. And it is competence plus character plus connection equals influence. And he would go on to say that leadership is influence, nothing more and nothing less. So think about those three and how they apply to you. Are we competent in what God has skilled and gifted and called us to do on our jobs and in ministry and in life? Or do we have the character of Christ? And can we connect with people on a heart level and be compassionate and have empathy for those that we purport to serve and love? So there you go. Well, I hope that encourages you a little bit. For now, I'm David, the virtual mentor, reminding you that I'm always for you, I'm never against you. Grace and peace. Have a great day.